Hey, what's up YouTube? It's King Peter here. And today, as you can see from peeking a little bit from the left here, I decided to do a follow-up video to my PS3 collection and show you my PS4 collection. All these games are alphabetized just like my PS3 collection because that's what I like to see. I like to organize my games based off alphabetical order. And yeah, let's get started with my PS4 collection. Who knows, any of you might actually see a game that you guys might like. So, starting off from A, Alien Isolation. I really like this game. This is Nostromo Edition. This is a game made by Sega, as you can see down here, and this is a horror game. It's a horror survival, it's from the horror survival genre, and you play as a character that is exclusive to this game. It is not, I don't think it's Ridley. No, it's not. Yes, it's Ellen Ripley. You could play as Ellen Ripley, Dallas, or Parker on board the Nostromo in Crew Expendable. It's a DLC. It's a bonus content. But you play as an original character trying to escape from the alien. As you can see right here. You play as, like I said, an original character, but if you get the DLC, you can play as Ellen Ripley. So that's pretty cool. Dallas or Parker. It's actually a really good game. And quite hard, too. Especially if you don't know where the alien is. What's interesting about the alien in this game is that it gets smarter. If you trick it once, it'll know not to fall for that trick again. So you're going to have to come up with ways to escape the ship and avoid the alien as well. So, Alien Isolation. Great game. Extremely hard, at least for me. What do we have here? Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Probably not my favorite out of the Assassin's Creed games. You play as a in this game, it's basically set in the Caribbean, and you play as, what's his name? Edward Kenway, I think. Definitely not as interesting as Ezio. But you're a pirate, and I believe the premise of the game is assassins versus Templars, I think. Throughout the entire Assassin's Creed games, you play as an assassin. But I think in this game, you play as a Templar. So they changed that idea. And I don't know. I don't really like Edward Kenway. He's not as interesting as Ezio. I like pirate stuff, and I like the idea that you're a pirate. And you get to, command your own crew as the game drags on, and you can, drive a ship, a pirate ship. But, I mean, this is set in the Caribbean, but it's, I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like it as much as other Assassin's Creed games. Batman Arkham Knight. I really like the Batman Arkham series. I have, I think, almost every Batman Arkham game. I'm missing just one. I believe it's Batman or Arkham Origins. I've always wanted to play Arkham Origins, but I don't really own it, so I think this is a great addition, even if it is like the final game to, at least I think it's the final game, to the Batman Arkham series. This is probably one of the best Batman games I've ever played, with good reason. And I mean, it feels like it's an open world Batman game, and it's kind of like let's see, it's hard to explain. I mean, you're playing as Batman. You could play as Batman, and you can drive the Batmobile and just do whatever Batman can, basically. And it's made by Rocksteady, which is actually really cool. And this is the PlayStation exclusive, which this is a PlayStation exclusive, which brings the Scarecrow Nightmare missions, which is you could get the Justice League 3000 Batman skin, classic TV series Batman skin, and classic TV series Batmobile skin. It doesn't really change the Batmobile; it's just the color of the Batmobile. So it's pretty cool. This is probably completely useless because this was up until fall 2015. So if you didn't claim that, then you didn't get it. But I'm pretty sure you could still download this off the PlayStation Store. Great, great games. I love the Batman Arkham series, and Arkham Knight is a great addition to the series and a great ending to the series in general. So really cool stuff. Next, we got Batman the Telltale series. I paid $30 for this. I am not really big into Telltale games, but there are only 2 Telltale games that I actually like and that I have, which are, I believe, this one and the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I will show off later if anybody wants to see, because the Guardians of the Galaxy I have on a separate collection. If anybody wants to see that, it's not as big as this one. It's exclusively Marvel games, so if anybody wants to see that collection, let me know. But this is the Batman Telltale series, and it comes with a season pass disc. And if anybody's familiar with Telltale games, it's basically you watch a movie. These games are movies that work their way into your choices. You decide what the character does, and that's fine for some people. Others, not so much. While I did enjoy the story of this game, it just, I don't know. I'm not big into the whole role-playing thing in the Telltale series. I don't like these type of games. But I got it because it says Batman, and yeah, can't go wrong with Batman. But I played it, and I like the Batsuit. I like the story. I just don't like the concept of a Telltale game. These... No. 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 I prefer playing as Batman, not making a story as I go along. Sorry. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I played this game a ton when it came out, and I beat it. It's Call of Duty. It's a futuristic Call of Duty by Treyarch, and that's pretty much it. It's a futuristic looking Call of Duty game. Nothing to it. But what is cool about this game is you get to play as bow and arrow guy here, and just regular plain old shoot 'em ups. What's interesting about Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is, at least in my experience, I remember when I was younger and Call of Duty was just coming out. I think the first Call of Duty game I ever played was Call of Duty 3. And Call of Duty 2 and 3, yes, Call of Duty 2 and 3. And what I used to do, what me and my friends would do, is we would create a game, or I'm sure other people have done it as well. I'm sure everyone has done it. And they've played a game called Infected. Like when the game was over, there was nothing else to do, so we basically created our own game within the game called Infected. If you get, if you get shot, you become a zombie, and then you have to attack somebody else, and they're the ones infected. Well, I guess Activision or Treyarch or whoever, I guess, kind of saw this thing that people were doing in Call of Duty Black Ops, and invented a game that has nothing to do with that, but instead called it zombies. So it's basically you're attacking zombies as they lunge at you, but it kind of has the same concept as infected. Halo did this as well. They made a thing where, like, oh, you get you get shot, you become the zombie, and then you have to, like, kill somebody else, so it's their turn to be zombies, and so on and so forth. But I guess the company saw that people made up their own games within the game, and they were like, hey, why not make it official? I am 100% sure that that is not what happened, but that's what I get out of it, because this is the first game that I've ever played in my life that has a zombies as an official game mode. I don't know, let me know. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Really played the heck out of this game. Really good stuff. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I grew up with Crash Bandicoot as a kid on the PlayStation 1. And I had to get this. This brings Crash 1, 2, and 3. Warped. Right here. Crash 3, Warped. And they're just as really, really good as they were when they came out on the original PlayStation. Although I don't remember the games being this hard. Because these games are hard. I remember I used to beat these games like a breeze. But now I can't do it. Maybe it's just me, or maybe the game just upped the ante. I don't know. But either way, this game is really good. Or maybe I just suck. Who knows? But, yeah. I love Crash Bandicoot, and I'm glad that they brought this back. Great games from my childhood. Next comes The Crew. I don't know what to say about this. This is, you play as a generic character that drives around, and, you know, you get the street race with other people around the world in real time. As you can see right here, 2 to 8 network players and online players required. I don't know. I don't really play The Crew. I'm not really big into street racing. I'm not really into the big street racing scene because a lot of people like Need for Speed. I'm not a big fan of Need for Speed. I prefer Gran Turismo. I prefer Gran Turismo. I grew up with Gran Turismo. I never played Need for Speed as a kid. Need for Speed, for me, came later, so I can't tell you much about The Crew. But they do have really good cars, though. I really like the cars. You can see a Mustang here. You can see a Lamborghini. Really, really cool. I love these. I love anything that has to do with cars. I just prefer Gran Turismo. Not saying anything bad about The Crew. Really, really good game, but I just prefer Gran Turismo, but that's just me. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. I don't know. Not what I expected. It's a base turn RPG, classic turn-based RPG. I got this because I'm a really huge Digimon fan. Most people grew up with Pokemon, which is fine. I grew up with Digimon. I just saw Digimon on it and I had to get it. It's a really good story. You play as a generic character, which could be female or male, regardless. And they're generic because you can choose their names and you interact with these characters and things like that. So as the game begins, I'm trying to remember the process. As the game begins, you get to choose one of 3 Digimon. Palmon. I totally forgot his name. I completely forgot his name. But you hang out with this girl, this character, and she owns a Gabumon and an Agumon. And throughout the end of the game, throughout the whole game, she ends up helping you. And at the end of the game, spoiler alert, skip a little forward, they actually become Omnimon, or Omegamon if you prefer the Japanese version, and they definitely fight alongside you. So this is a really, really good game, especially if you're a Digimon fan. But the final, I believe this game is unfair. Because this game is way too easy. Way too easy. But the final boss is impossible. If they fix the difficulty balance, then this game wouldn't be so low on my list. But I really, really, really love Digimon, and I had to get Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Great game. And what's cool about another cool thing is that you can travel from the real world into the digital world at will. You know, you just got to find a computer and then travel from point A to point B. But really, really, really good story within the game. Definitely. Terriermon. I remember. Terriermon. Terriermon. Digimon World Next Order. Yes. I enjoyed this game, but I tried to enjoy it more, but I couldn't. Maybe it's just me, again, but this game feels very, 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 very hard for no reason. I can't even get past the first level. Got all the way to the last level. The difficulty is completely irrelevant in this game. Like, you get one shot and you die. It's so strange that they decided to go for this. In this game, you play as a new character. Again, generic, no name. And you end up having to hang out with a bunch of friends as you meet along the way. So here you basically have a Agumon and a Gabumon, and your friend here has a Biyomon and a Palmon, and you travel together fighting, basically same premise as this, except the only difference is here you travel from the real world into the digital world and vice versa. This one is set in the digital world. I don't think you come in contact I don't think you come anywhere in contact with the real world. You're exclusively in the digital world. So another cool thing is that just because these two are your partners, that doesn't mean that you're stuck with an Agumon and a Gabumon. You could play as Shoutmon. You could have a Shoutmon as shown right here. You could digivolve into War Greymon and Metal Garurumon if you have Agumon and Gabumon. But yeah, you could basically you could collect over 200 plus Digimon, which is really, really cool. I love Digimon, and I'm really hoping that they make more. But not like this, because this game is really, really, really unnecessarily hard. Or maybe it's just me. Yeah, it's probably just me. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster. I really like Final Fantasy. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. And I played these when they came out back in the PS1 era, I think. And I had to replay these. So I was like, you know what? Might as well just get them. So that's what I did. I bought this. I didn't even know they sold these together. But I bought them, and both of these together, and I immediately couldn't stop playing this. I loved Final Fantasy, and I got into Final Fantasy through Kingdom Hearts, because I got introduced to Kingdom Hearts first, and then through Final Fantasy, instead of the other way around. But yeah, this is a really, really good game, and I really love the story, the characters. They're so much fun to interact with, and you know, just level up as the story progresses. And you get stronger and stronger weapons and things like that. You play as him, of course, and you do what you do in any Final Fantasy game. You level up, and you get stronger weapons, stronger swords, and very cool stuff. I really love Final Fantasy X and X-2. Classics. Definitely a must-own. Speaking of Final Fantasy, you got Final Fantasy 15. Oh boy. This is not what I expected. I like it, but it's not what I expected. You play as a character called Noctis, as you see here, and he's a prince. And this features brand new characters. There's no mention of Cloud. There's no mention of Tifa. Tifa. There's no mention of anyone from classic Final Fantasy lore. It's these three characters with these four characters with new other characters to interact and new stories and stuff. Another cool thing about this is you drive. This is the first Final Fantasy game I've ever played that you could actually drive a car. That's hilarious. And Noctis actually has two weapons, but I choose a sword because it's Final Fantasy. But you could trade with him, you could trade weapons with anyone, and he has guns, and you could also use guns. But it's a Final Fantasy game. What would a Final Fantasy game be without epic swords? So, yes. Also developed by Square Enix because great game, and I bought this day one edition. I bought this the day it came out because it's a new Final Fantasy game. I didn't even know what this was about. I didn't even know who Noctis was. Great game, but it's got a bit of a learning curve to it. Yeah. Also, the driving is weird. Very weird. Disney Infinity 3.0. I loved Disney Infinity 3.0 before the server shut down. And, you know, I think the story with this is that they were costing Disney too much money. So they pulled the plug on the whole thing. But when Disney Infinity 2.0 came out, I bought it and it was so good. I got so into it, and I got into collecting the little figures, and bring the figure to life. That was actually a new thing. I've never heard of that before at the time. And then 3.0 came out, and I was like, wow, more Marvel characters. Because the reason I bought Disney Infinity was just strictly Marvel characters. I don't have a single Disney character. Everything's Marvel. And Star Wars. But, yeah. I bought this, and I played the heck out of this. I invented my own world. I downloaded worlds from other people that they created. Really, really fun. Really, really fun games. I love Disney Infinity so much, and I'm just kind of, like, sad to see it go because I had a lot of fun with this. Injustice 2. This is actually really good. This is the first DC game I've ever played that's a fighting game, and it's actually made by NetherRealm. To be fair, this game is super fun. I never actually expected this to be as fun as it is, and the fact that you can make your own version of an already existing character is amazing, because you can make your own Batman, you can make your own Flash with Godspeed colors. This is so cool. Or Reverse Flash right here. This is really, really good. I didn't expect this game to be good because I'm not a big fan of Mortal Kombat. This is just my opinion. I hate Mortal Kombat. I never liked Mortal Kombat. I'm more of a Street Fighter / Tekken guy because I never played Mortal Kombat. That's the only reason I know them, NetherRealm. So I didn't expect much because I didn't like Mortal Kombat. But when I got this, I was like, I was blown away. This is really good. Injustice 2. Really, really, really good game. And if anybody who's a comic book fan and loves DC Comics, definitely check this out. Definitely check this out. You can make your own Superman. You can make your own Batman with your own colors. This is really cool. Injustice 2. I also have the first Injustice on the PS3. Infamous Second Son. I do not have Infamous First Light. Limited edition. I bought this. This was a launch title for the PS4, I believe, the original PS4. And Yeah, I bought this because it was a brand new, unheard of game. No one had ever talked about it, and probably I've never heard anyone talk about it since. And yeah, you basically play as this guy here. His name is wow. I'm forgetting. I haven't played this in so long. I know his name starts with a D. I don't know, but you play as Seattle, and you basically absorb people's powers, which is really cool. You first start out with this smoke power, and later you gain powers like light, rock, armor, really cool stuff, and like super speed, which is the light thing, which is where fetch gives you those powers when you turn pink and you go like really fast. Yeah, this is really cool. This is basically a superhero game, not based on anything. So this is really cool. You play in Seattle. It's based in Seattle, and it's a locked down Seattle because people with superhuman abilities are going rampant, completely going rampant and going wild, and your character tries to stop a guy who's going rampant, which was the main character in the last game, Infamous, and he ends up getting his powers, the smoke powers. And you get, and like I said, as you progress, you gain more powers. Light, rock, yeah. Love this game. But very, very short, to be honest. I beat this in 2 days. Yeah. Jump Force. This is basically anime characters in a Super Smash Bros. Type situation. Sorry about that. Super Smash Bros. Type situation, but you can create your own character and you could go on missions and you could fight alongside Naruto, Goku, any anime character you want. There's like 40 playable characters from 15 mangas. So right here you could play as or with Yusuke Urameshi. Let's see if it'll focus. Yeah, Yusuke Urameshi, Yugi, Naruto, Goku, Knights of the Zodiac, or Saint Seiya if you guys prefer. But you get to fight as Frieza, Cell, and all these characters. See, there's Frieza, and you gain their powers as well, which is really cool. Oh yeah, and also here you get to make your own character, as I mentioned. So, great concept, and Bandai Namco really blew it out of the water with this. Really, really good game. Oh boy, still got a long way to go. Kill la Kill, the game. I watch Kill la Kill, and it's a great but questionable anime. You'll have to see it for yourself. This is a fighting game where you play as any of the Kill la Kill characters you want, and it's basically the same concept as Jump Force. Same fighting mechanic, same idea. Yeah. And you also get to choose which character you want from the anime. Like, you get to play as Ryuko Matoi, which is the main character. But you also get to play as Satsuki Kiryuin, which is this one here. Fun fact, or anybody who actually hasn't seen Kill la Kill, spoiler alert, Satsuki Kiryuin is actually Ryuko's sister. I don't know how, but you actually hear that at the end of the anime. But yeah, you get to fight other characters from the show. Again, it's a first person. It's not a first person. It's a third person fighter. Great game. I love it. Also, you get to destroy the environment, which is cool. Next, we got Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yeah, this is a Marvel vs. Capcom game, and as you could clearly see. And what's cool about this is that the cover comes off. So this is a steelbook case right here. And it's a Marvel vs. Capcom game. You get to play as any character you want from the Marvel Universe or any character you want from the Capcom games. If anybody's played Marvel vs. Capcom, you already know how this goes. But something that I think they added that you couldn't do before was you could use the Infinity Gems. You could use the Infinity Gems, and you know, each Infinity Gem does something different, regardless of what character uses them, because each Infinity Gem is compatible with any character. By the way, this is wrong. Infinity Stones is wrong because, little history, the only reason why people call them Infinity Stones is because the MCU. And the MCU has become so popular that now everybody uses Infinity Stones. But originally they were called Infinity Gems. Little trivia there. But yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Great game. Next, you got Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. This is Mega Man Zero. Nothing to it. Not much to say. If anybody's actually played the Mega Man Zero games, this brings every single Mega Man Zero game. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, ZX, and ZX Advent. Right here. And you play as Zero, as the title suggests. And it's basically Mega Man, except you use you don't use a buster. You do use a buster, but you mostly use the sword. This is the like Zero 2.0 because he looks very different. Yeah, this is not the Zero you guys are used to. So Mega Man Zero ZX, it's a really good games, and they're structured. It's structured with, yeah. Just if the camera will stop moving. There you go. It's structured like a regular Mega Man game. So, and like I said, this brings every Mega Man Zero game. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, ZX, and ZX Advent. Really cool. And another cool thing about this is that you could play split screen. Yeah, you could play local split screen. This thing has production art and music and casual scenario mode, which you could enjoy the story at your own pace. A lot of people prefer like just speed read through the whole thing and just get to playing, but others like enjoying the story and enjoying what the character stands for and what has led to the actual game you're playing. And this actually satisfies both. Great Capcom title. Mega Man Legacy Collection. This is, I do have Legacy Collection 1 and Legacy Collection 2. This is based on the original Mega Man games. This brings Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Mega Man 10. And for those of you wondering, no, this is not Mega Man X. This is Mega Man. There are two Mega Man. For those of you that have played the Mega Man X games, you're playing as X. That's what they call him, X. This is Mega Man. So, yeah, there are two Mega Man. This is the classic Mega Man that came out on the NES. Except for Mega Man, I believe, 8? Because Mega Man 8 came out on the Super Nintendo, on the SNES, and 9 and 10, I think, I don't know. But I know 8 came out on the Super Nintendo. So this is classic Mega Man, not Mega Man X. Great games, and really worth checking into. Even this late in the in the history of Mega Man. If you have a PS4, definitely check these out. Capcom. Classic Mega Man. For sure. Monopoly. Monopoly is actually fun. Anybody who's played Monopoly knows how to play this. It's there's nothing to say. It's Monopoly on a PS4. That's it. I actually enjoy playing this a lot, even though I don't have any friends coming over ever to play this. I play this by myself. But it's fun. It's really, really fun. Another great game made by Ubisoft. It has Monopoly Plus, which is basically more... It's Monopoly that... it's like a 3D version of Monopoly. See how everything is like blown up and they look like little 3D renders? That's how it's actually like. See, like right here. Then you play My Monopoly, which is you get to create your own Monopoly game, your own Monopoly board, and your own pieces and everything. So that's actually cool. And Monopoly deal games, which are basically just spin roulettes, card games, and yeah. But yeah, another really good game by Ubisoft, especially if you like old school board games. Monopoly. Family fun pack. Let me put it over here because this stack is getting tall. Alright. Mortal Kombat 10. I don't like Mortal Kombat. I hate this. I hate this franchise. This is... Mortal Kombat might be popular, but to me it's garbage. No offense to people who like it. It's not my thing. I hate it. Mortal Kombat 10. Which, by the way, this title is wrong. It's not Mortal Kombat 10 because as of this game's release, which was... When did this come out? 2015. As of this game's release, there are 23 Mortal Kombat games created. So this technically is a Mortal Kombat 10. It's Mortal Kombat 23. But, yeah. Whatever. Not my thing. Notice that's the only game I threw. I don't like it. Okami HD. This is a beautiful looking game. You play as her. She's a goddess. She's a ancient Chinese goddess who's a white wolf called Amaterasu. And she's your main character. You play as her, and throughout your journey you meet these other different interesting characters throughout your journey. And you have this little miniature guy that you could barely see. You just see a jumping dot. Looks like a flea. That helps you on your journey. Hence the term guide. And you have these powers that you can throw fire at your enemies. You could basically just stop your enemies in their tracks. And another cool thing about Amaterasu is that you can fix the world that you see something wrong with it. For instance, if you pass by a geyser that has no water, you can paint the water using a magic brush. So that's really cool. If you need to cross something, you could paint a bridge over and the bridge magically appears. This is a really, really, really beautiful and surrealistic, if that's the word I'm looking for, surreal game. Surreal looking game. Really, really good stuff, and I really enjoy this game. Classic by Capcom. Okami. Really nice. Ratchet and Clank. The game based on the movie, based on the game. And yes, I have both the original game and the movie it's based on. If anybody's played Ratchet and Clank, the original, it's the same thing. It's basically the exact same thing. The same premise, the same characters, the same idea. Only difference is that this is on PS4 and there's bigger space to put more levels, and it's brighter. It looks great. High definition. Classic by Insomniac. Really, really good reimagining of Ratchet and Clank. So as you can imagine, you play as Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet is a Lombax. A Lombax is a fake animal that does not exist. I know, I looked it up. In the furry community. No offense to them. No offense to them at all whatsoever. I'm just speaking facts. He's based on a non-existing creature created by the furry community. Ratchet is so cool. I love Ratchet. And Clank too. So if anybody's actually played Ratchet and Clank and everybody's seen the movie by now, this is a really, really good game to own. This is not a remake, by the way. This is not a remake. This is a reimagining. So. Rayman Legends. I played Rayman Legends so much, and I actually ended up beating this entire game in one sitting. No joke. Yes, one sitting. I beat this whole game in one sitting. God, my eyes hurt after doing that. One cool thing about Rayman Legends is that I didn't realize this until later on, is that I don't know if they got the rights to use music, but you as the game drags on and you jump and you attack, like see right here, attack your enemies, there's certain levels that you play on beat to a certain song, and one of those songs, a couple of those songs, I forgot what the names were, but one of them is Black Betty by Ram Jam. So I don't know if Ubisoft got the rights to use that song, but it's actually in one of the levels you play, and you play to the beat. You play the game to the beat. So that's really cool. Rayman Legends, really, really good games, especially if you enjoy the original Rayman on PS1. Nice. Great stuff. Love Rayman Legends. Sonic Forces. Okay. Sonic Forces is basically Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, or Dragon Ball Xenoverse for the Sonic community. You join up with Sonic, which are classic characters, and you create your own character, and then travel in adventures using them. Using your own character alongside the Sonic team. This game is not a free roam. This game is point A to point B. Go from point A to point B. It's not. It has the concept of Xenoverse 2, but it's nothing like Xenoverse or Xenoverse 2. Nothing. The only thing that's the exact same is that you get to make your character. That's it. So basically, you could either play as Sonic, Classic Sonic, excuse me, Sonic, Classic Sonic, or your own made-up character. You could choose from being a hedgehog, a wolf, a bird, a dog, and I believe that's pretty much it. Yeah, you could choose your color, choose everything. And one cool thing that this had, I don't know if I thought it was pretty cool because I enjoyed the game. But this game, since I got on launch date, this is the bonus edition. And what that means is that you get these stickers to put on your controller. But also, you get Persona 5 items for your character. So that's really cool. The fact that Sega allows you to put Persona characters, Persona ideas into your character, excuse me. So, yeah, Sonic Forces. It just plays like a regular plain old Sonic game with your own character. Very nice. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. I played Uncharted. I've never played Uncharted, nor 2, but I have played 3. I do have 3 on my PS3 collection. By the way, check that out if you guys haven't. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. I love the Uncharted series. I actually was able to beat this game. I played this game constantly until I actually ended up beating it. Uncharted 4, basically, the reason why I love Uncharted 4 so much, I believe, is because it reminds me of Tomb Raider. It has so much elements of Tomb Raider in it that it just makes me want to play until I actually beat it. You play as this character named Nathan Drake. Really cool main character. I really like Nathan Drake. And his story is kind of like he's an archaeologist, and it's basically Tomb Raider. It's Tomb Raider with a guy. That's basically it. That's the concept. You find an ancient treasure. It's Indiana Jones. You find ancient treasure. Evil bad guys want it, so you end up in a gunfight. And you go through this entire story of you versus these guys, and the treasure is in the middle. That's basically it. But I really like Uncharted 4. Really good game by Naughty Dog. And other Uncharted games. The entire Uncharted series. It's a must-play. A Thief's End. Love this game very much. What's next? Overwatch. Again, these games are in no particular order. I have them alphabetized, but for this video, they're in no particular order. Overwatch. I heard a ton about Overwatch. I was like, well, everybody and their mother raves about Overwatch. Overwatch is a great game. Overwatch is a must play. Overwatch this, Overwatch that, and I'm like, fine, I give in. I completely give in. I give up. And I was like, all right, I'm buying it. So I bought Overwatch, the Legendary Edition, which this comes with the game, and it comes with a Genji statue. Genji is him. There he is. He's a ninja. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll give in and play it. So I played a couple games, a couple matches, and oh my god, this game is incredible. I love Overwatch. So I started playing Overwatch a ton against every single person I came across online. What I don't like about this game, there's just one thing I do not like about the game. This game is made strictly as a online game. If they created a story mode for the game, then that will be perfect. This will be the most perfect fighting game, or shooting game, sorry, ever made. Period. But they don't have a story mode, so that doesn't really appeal to me. But either way, this is a great game. I love Overwatch, and anybody that's never played Overwatch, do yourself a favor and do it. Really good. My favorite character is wow, it's hard to choose. I really love all these characters. Genji is actually really good. Genji's amazing. And also, man, probably her. I totally forgot her name. I'm clueless right now. But I actually have played this a ton. See, it says here, internet connection and PlayStation Plus membership required to play. If they just took that off and made you play, and let you play at your own pace, a story mode, or anything, then this would be perfect. But, you know, it's close to perfect. I love Overwatch. It's a really good game. Tracer. I love Tracer. That's her name, Tracer. See, my memory fails and it comes back to me. I absolutely love Tracer as a character. She's incredible. Yeah, Overwatch. Must play / own. Street Fighter 5. I have no idea why there's an NBA logo here. There's an NBA sticker. I swear I did not put that. I got it like that. But yeah, Street Fighter V, another great game made by Capcom. And this is essentially Street Fighter. If anybody's actually played Street Fighter, then you know how this goes. That's it. It's Street Fighter with a graphics update, basically, for the PS4. And it's actually made using the Unreal Engine. That's pretty much it. It's Street Fighter. My two favorite characters, the characters that I play with the most, you would think it'd be Ryu. But no. Everybody plays Ryu. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But if you're going to play Street Fighter against me, mine are Chun-Li, for sure. Chun-Li and Cammy. Right here. Stop moving. Yeah. Cammy right there and Chun-Li. Those are my two main, for sure. But yeah, Street Fighter V. Really good game by Capcom. Okay. Next we have this thing, and this is Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I don't even know if I have. I don't even think I have this game. But I bought it day one. I lost it. But yeah, Xenoverse 1. Everybody knows Xenoverse, and I played the heck out of Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. And when I heard that this game came out, hey, you can make your own character, it's like, wow, this is crazy. And if anybody remembers or has ever played Dragon Ball Online, it's basically the same concept except for a console game. And yeah, it's like World of Warcraft with Dragon Ball characters. There's nothing cooler about that. And I was like, wow, they're actually releasing a game like this? And it blew my mind. So immediately I went out and got this. But then I heard there was a sequel. And immediately I went out and bought Xenoverse 2. Now, currently this game is dead because nobody plays Xenoverse 2. And the server is like pointless at this point. But when this game came out, everyone, no exaggeration, everyone I knew played Xenoverse 2. If you weren't talking about video games, if you weren't talking about Dragon Ball the anime, you were talking about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And this game was so much fun. The more I played it, the better I got at it, just like every other game. And yeah, again, making my own character and being in the Dragon Ball world, it was just amazing to me as a kid. It blew my mind. Not as a kid, because PS4 came later, but as a young adult. This was really, really cool. Classic Xenoverse 2. Not much to say. I mean, what can I say about Xenoverse 2 that hasn't been said already? Great game. Too bad the server shut down. Nier Automata. You play as an android called B2? Yeah, B2, I think. Okay. Yeah, you play as an android called B2. And this is basically a hack and slash. And you play with really, 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 really big swords. It's kind of like a samurai, a futuristic samurai game where you level up. The more you level up, the bigger the swords get, the more power you gain, and you fight other robots which look like this. And this is basically an open world game. So this is I forgot who she was and I forgot who he is, but they're both androids just like you. And yeah, classic. This is more of like on the realm of course, because this is made by Square Enix. This is more in the realms of Kingdom Hearts type game. It's a Kingdom Hearts type style game because it's made by Square Enix and it has the same concept. So you fight all these robots using this big sword, or any sword really, because she owns like she owns like 7 swords, which is really cool because you have different ways of beating your enemies and choosing, do you want a heavy sword, do you want a light or faster attack? It's totally up to you. And there's a level up system which makes B2. I don't know her name. It makes her more powerful, which in turn makes you more powerful. And you can grow as you level her up. You can grow your teammates' levels as well. So really cool. Also, it gives you the option to either play with teammates or just play alone. I usually play alone. So. Square Enix, Nier Automata, really, really good. Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Okay, this includes the 3 original games. I love Spyro. I grew up playing Spyro. And this brings Spyro the Dragon, which is the original, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon. For those of you who don't know what Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage is, I believe it was released outside the US using a different name. I forgot the name of it, but here in America it was called Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage. And this is basically Spyro. It's Spyro. Sorry, that's my dog. Classic Spyro, just remastered on the PS4. And what's cool about this is that this was actually re-released, enhanced. That's what I meant to say. Enhanced for the PS4 Pro for anybody that plays with the PS4 Pro. So this works with the PS4 and PS4 Pro. Really, really good games. Sonic Mania Plus. Okay, I bought this game release date, and it comes like this. I think if you buy this game now, you won't have this, but it's not like you're missing much. It'll just basically come like this. Oh yeah, this also has a reversible cover. I decided to go with the Sega Genesis, but the original cover looks like this. So that's cool. But yeah, if you end up buying this now, all you will get is the game, which is fine because, like I said, it's not like you're missing much. But I wanted to, because I'm a big Sonic fan, I wanted to buy this day one. And what you end up getting with this is this little cardboard shiny cover, as well as this. This is the art book of the game. See concept arts for Dr. Robotnik. You have Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles right here. See concept art of the robots. Level design. Very cool. Oh yeah, and this also has ideas for the logo. Original ideas before they settled on this. So, very cool idea. Very cool concept art. So here we're introduced to, or rather reintroduced, for new fans of Sonic, these are brand new characters. For modern fans of Sonic, these are new characters, but for like old-time fans, you'll definitely recognize who these characters are. So the first are the obvious. You have Sonic the Hedgehog, Miles Prower, aka Tails. Fun fact, Sonic's middle name is Maurice. Sonic Maurice Hedgehog. You learn something new every day. Miles Prower, aka Tails. Knuckles. Dr. Eggman, or Robotnik. Mighty the Armadillo. See, this is what I was talking about here. This is an old original Original. Psh. This is an old character that has been around for a long time, and I think Archie made comic books with Mighty the Armadillo. But I believe this is like the first time Mighty's ever been in a video game, so this is like new for people. But if you've actually read the comics, Mighty's not a new character. He's been around for a while. He's an armadillo. Ray the squirrel. He's a flying squirrel. Metal Sonic. And here you have the Flickies, which are the birds trapped inside the robots. So here you go. That's the full page of Metal Sonic, and you know. And here you have more concept art. There you go. Very cool stuff. Okay. Put this back in 5, 4, 3, 2, done. Sonic Mania Plus. Really, really good games. Must-own games if you guys are fans of Sonic and want an old-style Sonic game for a new generation, for a new console. Sonic Mania Plus. Next, we got Marvel Spider-Man. This is the infamous game that everybody calls PS4 Spider-Man, but the official title for the game is Marvel Spider-Man. I got the Game of the Year edition because I got the game when it came out. And this brings the City That Never Sleeps DLC with additional missions and challenges. So this was the first version of the game that I actually got, at least in my area, because in my area they didn't sell the, you know, the full. I pre-ordered this too, but they didn't sell the full thing, which brings like the statue for Spider-Man or things like that. I bought this with the PS4, so I do have the PS4 Spider-Man PS4 console, PS4 Pro, and in red in all its glory. And yeah, and if you like Spider-Man, if you're a big Spider-Man fan, you should definitely check this out. I think this is the first Spider-Man game in a very, very long time that I've seen that isn't based on a movie, that isn't based on anything like that. It's based on the character, not the movie about the character. It's based on the character. This is an original story about Peter Parker, and it's just really, really cool. Really cool. And I love the suit too. Really nice. Advanced suit. Speaking of Spider-Man, I also end up getting the Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales game. To be honest, I'm a bigger fan of Spider-Man. I'm a bigger fan of Miles than I am of Peter. So when this game came out, this was so cool. I bought it and I beat it like in 2 days, because that's just how I am. This is the launch edition. And another cool thing about this game is that if you decide to buy a PS5, this has an upgrade available for the PS5 version. So you could play this upgraded to the PS5. So this is really cool. Oh yeah, and this also has the new Insomniac logo. The old school and the new school. You know, the two moons. So that's cool. So yeah, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I still play this game a lot. Still to this day. Really, really good game. Really good game. And I love the way Miles swings. And they gave Miles his own personality and everything. So, classic game. Really, really love it. Like, it's brand new to me, and already I feel like it's a classic. By the way, Miles is actually a spin-off of Spider-Man. Not a sequel. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. I love Tomb Raider. As I spoke about it in the Uncharted, showing you the Uncharted game. But yes, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. I actually beat this game too. This is a really, really good game, and I love the way they redefined or recreated Lara Croft. This is so good. You get to shoot with arrows made of fire. You get to, it's basically a battle for survival. You customize weapons and gear, high octane combat. This is essentially I believe this is a retelling of Tomb Raider. See, this is Lara Croft when she was younger. So this is in her original adventures. This is really cool, and this is a critically acclaimed action adventure with good reason, because Lara Croft is so, like, you see her fighting before she became the heroine Lara Croft, as everybody knows her. This was Lara Croft before Lara Croft. And I really enjoy this game. Great game by Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics. I couldn't stop playing this. My favorite weapon was definitely the bow and arrow. Some of Lara Croft's concept in this game, I feel that were taken from the Hunger Games, just because she looks, her main weapon is the bow. So I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. But I don't know, it's still Lara Croft to me. And I enjoy this game a lot. A lot. It's a shame that to me, it was like so short. But otherwise, I'd still be playing it. I love Lara Croft. Tomb Raider. Shantae, Half Genie Hero. Risky Beats Edition. If anybody's actually played Shantae, this is a side-scroller game. A side-scroller beat-em-up with Shantae. She's a genie. Well, half genie. And you play her trying to defeat her arch enemy called Risky Boots. And she's a pirate. And along the way, you meet up with these other characters, these other friends of yours, and you fight giant monsters like this thing. This is a giant mermaid, and these three-eyed alien-looking fish. There you go, fish. I lost my words there. And yeah, this is you play as Shantae, as I mentioned, and you in Sequin Island, Sequin Land, and you basically have to save it. It's basically your generic fight between good and evil. One cool thing about it is that this is the Risky Beats edition, because the game, I'm not even kidding about this. The music in this game is so good. They actually released a soundtrack to the game, which is nuts. That is so cool. And yes, I do listen to this song, the songs in this soundtrack. They're that well made. And it gets you pumped up and excited to play the game. So, great job on Way Forward. Really did a good job on this game, especially the soundtrack for it. So, it's your classic side scroller beat 'em up. So yeah, great game, and it has 30 songs. From the soundtrack has 30 songs on this game, from this game. So, Shantae, Half Genie Hero, really good. NHL 16. Wow. Hockey is one of my favorite sports of all time, mainly because I'm a big fan of the Mighty Ducks, the Disney movies and the animated series, and they got me into hockey. I mean, it's your average hockey. It's your classic hockey game. Choose your team, play hockey. That's it. It's hockey. NHL 16. Not much to say. I mean, if you like hockey, for sure get this. If you don't, then it's an easy pass. It's hockey. Not much to talk about. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. I grew up with Tony Hawk. I grew up with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the original PlayStation 1. And, yes, I played a lot. I played pretty much every single Tony Hawk game My favorite one was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 on the original PS1. And when they re-released them in on the PS4 on this double pack thing, this was so amazing. I had to get it. Activisions and Vicarious Visions really did their thing on this. The original 2 games fully remastered. These games are so amazing that this is my opinion alone, but I prefer the Tony Hawk games over the Skate games. For anybody that's actually played the Skate games, I love the Tony Hawk series. One thing that I miss about the game, but I miss about the original Tony Hawk games, but I guess this was expected, is the fact that this is made by Vicarious Visions. What does that mean? That means that you can no longer play as Spider-Man, because at the time, who owned Spider-Man, who owned the rights to release Spider-Man games, changed. Activision no longer holds the rights to release Spider-Man games, as they did on the PS1. That immediately changed to, Insomniac. So they don't own the rights for that anymore. So you cannot play as Spider-Man in these games, whereas you could in the original. But other than that, everything is still there. The original games you could play as Wolverine, Iron Man, Spider-Man, those Marvel characters. But that's not a big issue. Well, it is to me, but it's not that big of a loss because this is still a great game. As cool as Tony Hawk's Pro Skater original is, the 1 and 2 remake the remastered is so good. I really like these games. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Need for Speed! I don't really like Need for Speed. As I've mentioned before, I'm more of a... Gran Turismo kind of guy. Nope. Nope. Next. Need for Speed Payback. Again. Nope. Godzilla. This is actually really, really good. I have 3 games left. We're pulling through. We're pulling through. 3 games left. But yes, this is Godzilla. And I absolutely love Godzilla. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a massive sucker for Japanese monster movies. And Godzilla is no exception. I'm a diehard Godzilla fan. Forever. And when this game came out, it was it was like a breath of fresh air. This game came out in 2015. This game came out in 2015, and I couldn't stop playing it. I played as the original Godzilla. I played as other versions of Godzilla. Oh yeah, because that's another thing. You play as different versions of Godzilla. And another cool thing about this game is the more you destroy a city, the bigger Godzilla gets. As you progress through the game, Godzilla gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, which is so amazing. See, right here, you get to play as Godzilla and against, Ghidorah or King Ghidorah or Ghidra or however you want to call it. Mothra right there. Batra is also in this game. And what's cool is that you can attack people with the atomic breath. This is really, really cool. And you can become the king of the monsters because you can play as Godzilla. And there's Kiryu right there. For anybody that actually wants to know what his name is Kiryu. Mechagodzilla 2, I think. Not to be confused with Mechagodzilla. Kiryu is a completely different monster. But either way, this is so cool. Or at least like a remake of a different monster. But whatever. This is so cool. And this is probably the first and only game in my experience that you get to play as more than one version of Godzilla. Even you could even play as Space Godzilla, which is insane. This is a love letter to Godzilla. Most people might not like it. Most people hate it. That's fine. But I adore this game. This is an amazingly well done game by Bandai Namco. So good. And probably the only Godzilla game worth playing from the new generation, or at least the only Godzilla game I know of from the new generation. So I love Godzilla, and this game is no exception. This is a great game. I love Godzilla. There's not much I could say about this that hasn't been said already. UFC 3 with Conor McGregor on the cover. I love UFC. I'm a big fan of the UFC fighting, more so than boxing. And I played the heck out of this game, and you can make your own character. You can create your own character, give him tattoos, or her tattoos. You can choose your own fighting style. You have to keep training like a regular MMA fighter, and you have to. And the more you win, the more you can make friends. You could get people angry. You could get them to hate you. But it's mostly just training and fight, and it's so good. This is so amazing. This is probably the closest to UFC you're ever going to get without actually being in the UFC. This is really amazing. And it's essentially you're the character you create, or an already existing fighter, like for example Conor McGregor here, and get in the octagon and just fight it out. Nothing better than UFC in fighting, in the fighting world, in my opinion. What I don't like about this game, I guess there could be there's a reason why, because maybe it's like certain rights issues, or maybe because he didn't want to be in it. Who knows? But for whatever reason, Jason David Frank is not in this game. And Jason David Frank is actually a really good MMA fighter, in my opinion. So it just kind of sucks that he isn't in here. Or maybe he is, but I just haven't seen him yet. So UFC 3. Heck of a game. Drive Club. I can't really play this game. This game is probably really good, but I can't play it because for whatever reason I need a steering wheel. I do have a steering wheel and pedals, but I can't install them because I do not have a place to put them on, because they're always slipping and falling and things like that. So I need a sturdy place to put it. Either way, Drive Club is actually a good game. I've seen videos of Drive Club on YouTube, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I just really want to play this. But I can't, because I don't know why, but for whatever reason, you cannot play. It says DualShock 4. See, that is a big no-no, because it says DualShock 4. But for whatever reason, this game won't allow me to play it unless I have a steering wheel. Why? Why? I don't know. I wish I could play that. And then finally, we get to Gran Turismo Sport. I bought Gran Turismo Sport because I'm a huge Gran Turismo fan, as I've mentioned before. I love Gran Turismo, and when I heard Gran Turismo Sport, they had a new game come out, and I was like, what? They're still making Gran Turismo games? Sign me up. So I went out and bought Gran Turismo Sport. Again, I bought this on launch date, and I do not have PlayStation VR, so I can't do that mode. But I do have a 4K TV, so that's probably the next best thing. But either way, this is really good, and this is basically my field here. I play a ton of Gran Turismo Sport. A ton. I have custom-made cars. I fix the cars. I upgrade them. I change the gear shifts. This is basically your average game for people that love cars. This is amazing, and I hope that they keep making Gran Turismo games. Gran Turismo is my childhood, for sure. Definitely Gran Turismo Sport. And this is a must-own game. So that pretty much covers it. That is my entire PS4 games collection, and I'm really hoping that this video didn't bore you, because it was way too long, and I have a ton of games. But if you made it this far, you know, I'm glad you liked the video. And if you did, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Everything helps. Even if it's bad, every single positive or negative positive or negative thought counts. You know, it only help me improve on future videos. And let me know what else you guys want to see, and I'll be sure to make more videos like this in the future, and not just reviews. So yeah, that was my entire PS4 games collection. Well, I do have other games, but I'll leave those for later, for another video. But that was my main collection of PS4 games. And this King Vita saying, laters.